All during our adult years, we were financial contributors to a lot of good works, but we're not very active other than through peace marches and legislator contacts, things of that sort. But in terms of really understanding social change, understanding how we could be agents for that, it really took shape when we established our family foundation, the OMNIA Foundation.
When we began our foundation, we met with our family and we took a weekend retreat together, our two sons and their wives. And because they all have interests in very different areas, and we do also, we sat down and made out a list of all the places that we might want to do granting some work. And the list was almost 100 different areas. And then we said, well, what are some areas that probably most other funders aren't looking at, that really aren't the popular causes?
We felt our best value is in young organizations, the newly started grassroots organizations that are perhaps a little risky, and we could take a chance. And if they didn't make it, fine. We could be more entrepreneurial in our approach. We wanted to have multi-year grants because we felt it was important that once we went through a process, we would stay with an organization for at least 2, 3, 5 years. That to really make change, it takes a long time. And then we carefully looked at where we were investing and accepted, we didn't end up getting a lower return, but we decided that we'd even take a lower return in order to make sure our investments matched our own philosophy, so that the money going out was coming from sources that we thought were reasonable and acceptable. When we formed the foundation, it was called the Oringer Foundation. And we learned after about a year and a half that having our name on the door as the first generation funder actually got in the way of our communication with some of our grantees. It was a power issue. They were looking across the table in their eyes, at two very powerful people who were making the decision. It was their money. And so we finally realized, and after I'd say about a year and a half, we changed the name to OMNIA Foundation.
And I think it really did make a difference. They have a chance to know us a little bit first. It's not that we keep it a big secret. It's that they get a chance to know us first as people. We're having so much fun, and we're enjoying ourselves so much, and we meet so many extraordinary people. And I think it also gives us hope. I've talked to a number of friends who are very discouraged with the state of the world, but I found that both Howard and I are much more optimistic about the possibilities. We feel like we're having some small effect.